Hello, how are you? Hi, how are you? My name is Radical Russ Belville. I'm the co-partner in Delta 9 House, Portland's 420 friendliest Airbnb. And I'm also the host of the Marijuana Agenda podcast. Check it out on iTunes and all other outlets. I've traveled all across North America these past 13 years, fighting for the end of adult marijuana prohibition. And I'm happy to say it is a beautiful day to be here in legal Portland, Oregon. Yeah. So maybe you're thinking, though, marijuana's legal. So what do we got to march about? Well, that's a good question. When this march first started in 1999, there were no legal states, and there were only 5 medical marijuana states. When I started doing this march in 2005, 2 out of 3 people nationwide opposed legalization of marijuana. Today, 2 out of 3 people nationwide support the legalization of marijuana. We have 9 legal states. We have 29 medical marijuana states. We have 17 CBD-only states. We're down to just 4 states in America that have absolute cannabis prohibition. So we've made a lot of progress. But folks, legal ain't equal. Legal ain't equal. We can still lose our jobs for smoking legal marijuana. We can still have our gun rights denied for smoking legal marijuana. We can still have our children taken away from us for legal marijuana. And we still have no public place where we can gather with other adults and smoke legal marijuana. So, folks, legal ain't equal in our personal lives, and legal ain't equal in our business lives. I'd like to quote my friend Jody Emery in Canada, who said, "We thought legalization meant the existing marijuana industry would be made legal. But that's not what's happening. We're finding a legalization industry that's squeezing out the family farmer, that's squeezing out the minority distributor." That's right, folks. Blacks and hippies did the time, but whites and yuppies are making the dimes. And that's something we need to change. We heard a lot as we were trying to legalize marijuana about treat marijuana like alcohol. Treat marijuana like alcohol. But legal alcohol can take business deductions on their taxes that legal marijuana can't take. Legal alcohol doesn't have to worry about its bank accounts getting closed, but legal marijuana does. And legal alcohol doesn't have to worry about federal interference, but legal marijuana does. Legal ain't equal, especially on this Cinco de Mayo, when right down there at Tom McCall Waterfront Park, the place is packed with parents and children at a place that has sponsored a 3-day outdoor drinking festival sponsored by Modelo Especial, Corona Extra, Negra Modelo, and Cerveza Pacifico that you can drink right out in the open in front of kids. But right here in Pioneer Courthouse Square for our marijuana festival, marijuana is invisible. So legal ain't equal. We also insisted that legalization should not harm medical marijuana. We said it 3 times in Measure 91. So what is the state doing? Denying out-of-state patient cards, steep reductions in grow sites, invasive tracking and inspections, complex regulations and exorbitant fees that are driving growers out of the program. These drastic changes to the medical cannabis program are unconscionable. This state charges $200. That's the highest fee in the 29 states that have medical marijuana for a sick and disabled person to join a medical marijuana program that's always run a surplus. Always run a surplus. And then the state goes and diverts money from that surplus to balance the budget of other failing bureaucracies, then has the gall to come back to our growers and say they got to pay, $40 a month for some invasive tracking program? They're so messed up that they're driving growers out of this program. We are marching today because we got it legal, But legal ain't equal. Legal ain't equal to the OLCC. They're so afraid of pot that they have devoted only twice as many resources to the minor decoy operations, the stings, try to get underage buys, twice as many to alcohol as they do to marijuana, but there are 10 times as many alcohol outlets as there are marijuana outlets. And then they're shocked when they come back and find in the past 5 decoy operations, 100% compliance on the marijuana side, but they have nothing to say about the fact that in the last 5 alcohol decoy operations, 1 out of every 8 teenagers was successfully able to buy alcohol with a real ID with a red box around their head that says they're not legal. Treat marijuana like alcohol. We ought to treat alcohol like marijuana. We seem to be doing a much better job of controlling it. And legal ain't equal to the Oregon Health Association either, the Oregon Health Administration. They're so fearful of gaming the system that they've turned the system into an expensive game that most growers don't want to play anymore. Then they're upset when our patients who can't find any return to the unregulated, untaxed underground market that OHA was passing these laws to try to eliminate in the first place. And most of all, legal ain't equal to the Oregon legislature. How else can you explain a Clean Air Act that bans indoor smoking because we proved secondhand tobacco smoke was harmful, but then it's amended by the legislature to include cannabis vapor, which has never been proven to be harmful? A Clean Air Act that offers an exception for cigar bars to allow tobacco smoking, but doesn't allow an exemption for cannabis smoking? Legal ain't equal. And I say, what the hell good is a right if you got no place to exercise it? We're marching today because we want our equal rights. We deserve to be treated with the same decency and respect as any cigar smoker, any beer drinker, any whiskey chugger, any chewing tobacco user. We deserve equal rights. If society's figured out how to accommodate the beer drinkers and accommodate the cigar smokers, they should just apply those rules to us as well. Any place I can smoke a cigar, I should be able to smoke a joint. Any place I can do a shot of whiskey, I should be able to do a dab. Are you with me? Thank you for coming out today. I'm Radical Russ Belville. You can check me out, radicalruss.com, delta9house.com, and the Marijuana Agenda. Thank you, everyone.